Hundreds of greyhounds have been left sweltering in tiny concrete kennels after Macau's dog racing track closed down. Operating firm Yat Yuan abandoned some 533 greyhounds in cages until volunteers stepped in to help. A rescue operation is now underway following the venue's closure. The dogs are currently walked each day by an army of dedicated volunteers from all over Macau, who have been helping out since Canodrome Club shut down on July 21. Many of those remaining have patches of fur missing, a result of sleeping on wet concrete, according to activists. They say injured dogs went untreated when the Canodrome was operating and believe up to 300 greyhounds were killed each year as they reached racing shelf life. Share this article. Share first opened in 1931. The track's closure was a victory for those who had spent years criticizing its treatment of the animals. The firm which operated the track, Yat Yuan, failed to rehome the animals ahead of the shutdown, despite being given 2 years' notice by authorities. Macau's angry government stepped in to guarantee the dog's safety, slamming Yat Yuan as irresponsible and threatening heavy fines for abandoning the greyhounds. It was a direct challenge to Angela Leong, fourth wife of Macau casino pioneer Stanley Ho, and a legislator in the city, who runs the company. Yat Yuan finally seemed to cave to public and political pressure on Friday when they announced a joint proposal with Macau animal protection NGO Anima. Anima would see the dogs looked after at the Canodrome for another 2 months before being moved to a newly renovated shelter. Any pooches not adopted would be cared for until the end of their lives. Anima would run the shelter in the Taipa area of Macau, to be called the International Center for the Rehoming of Greyhounds, and be in charge of the adoption process. Leong would make a financial commitment to running the center, the statement said. The plan has been submitted to the Macau government. We hope we can assist in rehoming all the greyhounds. We hope they will have a safe family forever, Anima board member Zhou Tang said. The adoption process for the dogs could still take as long as a year, given the medical treatments and paperwork required. Yat Yuan organized adoption in the weeks before the closure. But Tang says 8 of the more than 100 dogs found homes through the firm's adoption drive are already back in Anima's care. One dog adopted out has died, she said, adding that adoption procedures must be properly supervised in future. But some of the greyhounds, at least, have started a happier chapter. When she took in female greyhounds Bobo, 9, and 8-year-old Choi Choi, some of their teeth had to be removed because they were rotten. They are now recovering and roam gently around her store. I thought, why not let them live in our pet shop and educate our customers about the good things we discovered in our greyhounds, Chen said. In the end, I see no difference between greyhounds and other dogs. The ferocity of greyhounds only came from the training humans gave them. Why can't we teach them the other way around and tame them? Another Canodrome volunteer, Georgina Lau, who is considering adopting a greyhound, dropped into the shop to spend time with the pair of dogs. She is still undecided on whether to take in a greyhound of her own because she is looking after a baby at home. But Lau says her volunteer work has opened her eyes to a gentler side of the dogs. I found them very polite, like well-trained soldiers, Lau said. Even when they want to dash out, as soon as you tell them to, they will follow you back. They are very affectionate and very kind.